Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to today's explainer. I am absolutely delighted you've joined me because today we're tackling one of the most vital, vibrant, and, well, frankly, incredibly useful tenses in the entire English language. I'm talking about the present continuous. Whether you're describing something unfolding right before your very eyes, maybe a temporary phase, or even future plans, this is absolutely your go-to tool. Right, let's settle in and unlock this essential grammar structure together. Now, I want you to just close your eyes for half a second and really listen to this scene. Right now, I am sitting in my room and recording this explainer. My sister is studying for her exams, and my parents are watching TV. Outside it is raining, and people are walking quickly in the street. Do you hear how immediate that feels? How brilliantly dynamic? Every single action is in motion. It paints this perfect, living picture of a specific moment in time. And that vivid, real-time energy is exactly what the present continuous brings to your English. It's the tense of action, of progress, and of the right now. So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the core blueprint. Second, surprising uses and keywords. Third, negatives and questions. Fourth, we'll tackle present simple versus continuous. And finally, common mistakes in practice. Right. Section 1, the core blueprint. Let's look at building the tense. I want you to think of this as your master formula. It's essentially the foundation of a house. You know, if the foundation is strong, everything you build on top of it is going to be completely secure. The present continuous requires 3 distinct puzzle pieces. First up, you have the subject. Next, the auxiliary verb to be, and that's going to take the form of am, is, or are. And finally, your main verb, to which you absolutely must attach the suffix ing. If you drop that helper verb or you somehow forget the ing, well, the whole sentence simply collapses. So how does this build depending on who's actually speaking? The only thing that changes in our blueprint is that auxiliary verb, which has to agree perfectly with our subject pronoun. For the pronoun I, we invariably use am. I am studying. For our third person singular, so that's he, she, and it, we use is. She is cooking. And for you, we, and they, we always use are. They are playing. Now, popping that ing onto the end of your main verb is usually a total breeze, but there are 3 golden spelling rules you simply must remember. Step 1, for the vast majority of normal verbs, you just stick the ing right on the end. Play becomes playing. Study becomes studying. Simple enough, right? Step 2, if the verb ends in the letter E, we politely drop that E before adding ing. Look at make. It drops the E to become making. Write becomes writing. And finally, step 3. For short verbs that end in a consonant-vowel-consonant pattern, we actually double the very last letter. So run doubles the N to become running. Swim doubles the M to become swimming. Definitely keep these rules in your back pocket. Moving swiftly on to section 2, surprising uses and keywords. This is all about when to use it and a few marvelous tricks. You know, this tense is incredibly versatile. It actually handles 4 distinct scenarios. First, obviously, actions happening right now. She is reading now. Second, temporary situations. I am living with my friend this month. Thirdly, and I think this is a brilliant little trick, fixed future arrangements. We are meeting tomorrow. And finally, changing situations or trends, like the weather is getting colder. To help you spot exactly when to use this tense, English provides us with some incredibly handy keywords. Think of these as little flashing beacons inside a sentence. If you hear or if you want to use words like now, right now, at the moment, currently, today, or these days, well, it's a massive clue that the present continuous is the exact tense you're looking for. They just naturally signal an ongoing or a temporary state of affairs. Section 3, negatives and questions. Let's look at changing the form. To state that something is not happening, it's quite simple, really. You just slip the word not straight between your to-be verb and your ing verb. I am not sleeping, she is not studying. However, as you probably know, in natural spoken English, we absolutely love our contractions. So is not becomes isn't, are not becomes aren't, and I am not beautifully contracts to I'm not. Using these gives your speaking a wonderful, much more natural rhythm. Right, now what about asking questions? To transform a statement into a question in English, we perform a clever little trick called inversion. You basically take your to-be verb, so your am, is, or are, and you simply swap its position with the subject. And that's it. Instead of you are studying, you ask, are you studying? Instead of she is sleeping, it becomes, is she sleeping? And when someone asks you these questions, you really don't need to repeat the entire sentence back to them. You can use these lovely short answers. Are you studying? Yes, I am. Or, no, I'm not. Is she sleeping? Yes, she is. Or, no, she isn't.
Section 4, present simple versus continuous. Let's spot the difference.
Now this is the grand showdown. Mixing these two up is a classic stumbling block for so many learners. Listen to the difference here. We use the present simple exclusively for routines, habits, and permanent facts. So, I play football every Friday. It's very general. Contrast that with the present continuous, which is immediate, temporary, and happening right now. I am playing football now. Basically, if it's all the time, it's simple. If it's right this very second, it's continuous. But beware, there is a bit of a hidden trap in the English language known as stative verbs. While most verbs describe physical actions you can actually see someone doing, like running, eating, or playing, stative verbs describe internal states, conditions, or feelings. We're talking about words like, love, know, understand, and want. The absolutely crucial rule here is that stative verbs generally do not take the continuous ing form. Because think about it, you can't really be in the middle of knowing something, can you? You either know it or you don't. Let's observe how this actually plays out. It is fundamentally incorrect to say, I am knowing him. Because knowing is a state, we have to revert back to the simple tense and say, I know him. Similarly, you should never say she is liking coffee. You can't see someone in the physical act of liking. You must simply say she likes coffee. So always keep a sharp eye out for those states of mind.
And that brings us to Section 5, common mistakes and practice. Time to test your skills.
First off, let's look at the two most frequent errors that tend to slip out when people speak just a bit too quickly. Definitely watch out for these. Mistake number 1 is dropping the to be verb. He playing football is just incorrect. Remember our core blueprint from earlier? You absolutely must have the helper. It has to be, he is playing football. Mistake number 2 is the exact opposite, remembering the helper verb but completely forgetting the ing suffix. I am study now is completely wrong. You have to attach the ending. I am studying now. Remember, without both of those pieces, the engine simply will not run.
Right then, it's your turn. Let's put everything we've just learned into practice. I'll read a sentence, and I want you to mentally fill in the blank. Number 1, she study now. Number 2, they play football at the moment. Number 3, we have a negative, I not sleep. And number 4, a question, he watch TV. Take just a moment to work out those auxiliary verbs and pop your ing endings on.
Spot on. Let's reveal those answers together. For number 1, our subject is she, so we need is. The answer is she is studying. Number 2, they requires are, so it's they are playing. Number 3 was our negative, and with I, we use am, so we build I am not sleeping. And finally, our question. We invert the he and the is, resulting in, is he watching TV? If you got all of those right, give yourself a massive pat on the back. You have genuinely mastered the mechanics of this tense. And that brings us to the end of today's explainer on the present continuous tense. If you can confidently grasp everything we've discussed today, you are well on your way to speaking English with far greater fluency, accuracy, and confidence. But before I leave you, I have one final, utterly crucial piece of homework. Look around you right now. Engage with your immediate environment. I want to ask you, what are you doing right now? Are you sitting? Are you taking notes? Are you drinking a lovely cup of tea? Practice building those sentences in your head immediately. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and I greatly look forward to guiding you through our next topic. Keep practicing.